All right. Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Bahashem. Rakah Kwadash. Call Halal. Yahweh. Bahashem. Yahweh Shai. And double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. And I just wanted to do a quick response. This video done by the head of the Baltimore camp, Karatazah, I believe. Um, the page is Defenders for the Truth, the head of the GMS Baltimore camp. I was looking at this video, and I pretty much finished it all. I think I got about 4 minutes left. And the brother's going in, because you see a lot of these videos as to why I left the Hebrew Israelites, and it's usually women, all right? And there's also some men. And when you listen to these people, all right, they're totally delusional to what this truth is all about. You see a lot of people who come to find out that they're Israelites believe that they're entering into a love story, because in the back of a lot of our people's minds, they find out that they're Israelites. They find out Christianity is BS. They find out, the curses, why things are. They find out who the so-called white man is, which some schools teach, that he's, Japhet, or, the Arabs are the Edomites. So who knows what, particular school or whatever she was a part of. But let's say for the fact, they find out the so-called white man's the devil. They're awakened to his crimes. They're awakening to what he's doing to the earth, because these are things you don't really consider, when you are off into this world. Before a lot of us woke up, some of us wanted to see black people do better, and some of us didn't give a damn. Some of us was just chasing, women around, getting high, and thinking that we were enjoying the little lives that we had, But when you come into this truth, okay, there's a very, very serious and bitter side to this, which is why the Lord is calling men. You see, a woman, when she's faced with bitterness, she starts to lose her integrity. All right. Now, that's not to say all women, but women are the weaker vessels. So Satan, all right, will jump on a woman, all right, and she's easily influenced by these particular demons. But the thing is, we're living in a time where men are even worse than women. So any bitterness that a lot of these Israelite men face, okay, they lose it, okay, and then all of a sudden, everything that they learned, all right, all of the history they found out, the so-called white man is no longer the devil, and so forth, man. They no longer have to, they can now usurp. That's the thing. A lot of Israelite women, man, they're into this thing with usurping authority over men, and, a lot of these women who find out that they're Israelites, they try to get in the trenches. Okay. And the trenches are made for men. All right. And a lot of men can't even handle the trenches. What do you think is going to happen with a woman? But I'm not going to turn this into a video about women, or men. But the bottom line is, you have people, all right, overall, who come to the understanding that they're Israelites. They become a part of these schools, and then reality kicks in, because a lot of people think that when you become an Israelite, life is just going to get great. Okay, you're going to find a husband, or you're going to find you a wife who believes the same thing that you believe. Okay, and you're going to jump off into the sunset. And that's the lifestyle a lot of people promote with being an Israelite. That bitter side of what this truth is really all about, the straight gate and all of that, is not taken into consideration or even pushed amongst a lot of Israelite groups. Okay? Now, what I've come to find out, okay, in my walk, and this is something the Apostle Gabar said in a video, all right, a couple of weeks back, and it really I took to that message is that you're going to meet the very best amongst this walk, and you're also going to meet the very worst amongst this walk, man. Okay? The people who have woken up to the fact that they're Israelites, all right, the very worst, all right, of our people are going to be found right in the Hebrew Israelite movement, man. Okay? And they're going to learn particular things and just, and be unbalanced with it. All right? Go completely too far on particular things. You got certain men who come into the truth, all right, and they get on this thing with, I got to have 8 wives, 10 wives. Going too far in that area. You got women who come into the understanding that they're Israelites and now they're teachers and they can rebuke men. And the scriptures say that the women would be prophesying too, which it does say that. Women could see visions and explain them to the men, and the men break it down. There's nothing wrong with that. Women have dreams and have visions all the time, man. They have spirits inside of them. Okay? The Lord is dealing with the men, though. Okay? And these things that we struggle with in this flesh, in this world, in America, in this society, all right, when you come into this truth, they cause you to choke, man. If you're not fully washed away from that filth, man. Like I keep saying, a lot of people believe that when you become an Israelite, it's now everything is going to be peaches and cream, man. That everybody who calls themselves an Israelite should love one another, and there's this big unity between, and that's just never been the narrative of the Bible, man. The Messiah himself, he had the answers, man. Okay, he was full of the Spirit, doing miracles and everything, and all people could do of his own nation, which you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are let me tell you, man, Judah, all right, is the very worst that you will meet in Israel, man. All right. Judah has been totally mind fucked by the so-called white man. Okay. And a lot of these people come into this truth, man. And you start to see these negative things. You start to have these negative experiences. All right. And if you're not rooted, if your spirit or your mind isn't strong, you can fall out, man. You could totally bug out. And that's what you see happening. This is why you see people do all of these videos, because a lot of our people at the end of the day are running from responsibility. Because when you come into this thing, the number one thing you learn, or one of the top things you learn, is that you have to be responsible. You can't just do anything. You can't just say anything. You have to have a standard. Okay, and usually those standards cause people to lose it, man. Because standards attack who you really are, man. Okay? Now, this is Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom, okay, is much grief. Okay, let's look at this word grief. So when you get more wisdom you get, okay, because you can have a bunch of knowledge. That's just information, to know something. But the wisdom on how to apply that different knowledge, okay, it becomes a task in this flesh, in this world, and amongst these scorpions who call themselves Israelites, man. Okay, I've never met, and I'm from the gutter, man. Now, I've never been into the streets, but I grew up right there. That's never been my thing. That's not my personality, to be a thug or to hang out on the street corners. I wasn't into that. But I grew right there up with it, man. And these people in Israel are worse than the people that I've seen selling dope, all right, robbing people. Okay, the people in Israel that I've run across in the scenarios that I've heard, and people shitting on people's floors, ultimate adultery. I mean, a nigga had a doll. The comforter had a doll, man. Okay? He had a doll. I mean, just a scam artist. You're going to meet the very, very worst people, man. We're going to get to that in Jeremiah, the 9th chapter, man. But The Hebrew word here is kayak. All right. Anger, vexation, provocation, grief, vexation. All right. Frustration. So the more wisdom you get, okay, the more frustrated you're going to be. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth sorrows. Look up this word sorrow. Okay? Because you should be gaining understanding. All right? We didn't learn that we were Israelites to fulfill the deeds of the flesh and just jump around and go party like it's 1999 here in slavery in Babylon the Great. No, what did the Lord say? He prepared a table for us in the land of our enemies, man. We're still in the land of our enemies. We're still under the curses. We still have 2/3. The 2/3 are still alive. Okay? So you may be a part of a particular school, or you may find out that you're Israelite. You may see that the leadership is corrupt. You may find out all types of stuff, man. But the real man of the Lord is going to remain on the path no matter what, man. Okay? What's this word? Macabre. All right? Macabre. All right? Let's see. Pain, sorrow. Pain, physical pain, mental. You're going to have physical pain because constantly being in a state of sorrow is bad on your adrenal system. When your adrenal system wears out, you become depressed. You're not happy. You don't have the energy. But the spirit gets us through, but when you come to find out you're an Israelite, you're going to find out, that this isn't a love story, man. Life does not get better from this point. Okay? Your faith grows, but your conditions, your everyday conditions and your thought process and your mind and the things that you see and how you see that people really are, that call themselves Israelites, man, it can take a toll on you, man. And our forefathers went through that. Okay? That's why you see a bunch of these jakes doing these videos, because they really are expecting a love story when they come to find out that they're Israelites, man. Okay? Well, look what the Messiah had to go through. This is Isaiah 53. Okay? Let's see. I'll start at 2. For he shall grow up. This is the prophecy of the Messiah. All right. For he shall grow up. All right. Before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. All right. Meaning the Messiah wasn't all about being. See, this truth isn't all about the outward appearance and being lovey-dovey. This is not saying that the Messiah was just some ugly, all right, rough, billy goat looking so-called Negro. No, because the so-called Negro is the tribe of Judah, man. For you guys out there man, Nazariah, man, that 12 tribes breakdown you did, man. Brothers finally sat and watched it, man. There was so many contradictions and, but that's neither here nor there, man. That ain't what this lesson is all about. But that's the type of stuff you're going to have to deal with, in Israel. 1 week a guy's a Judite, and the next week he's telling you nobody knows who no tribe is. Okay? Which if you don't know, as the scriptures say, you shouldn't be speaking on it. If you don't know, why are you speaking on it? If you have to answer, as it says in Sirach, speak. If you don't, cover your mouth. So you're openly saying you don't know. You offer no understanding on anything. And then when you watch that lesson, there's particular points where they alluded to who particular tribes were, but then they try to, it's just an argument, man. But this is the type of stuff you're going to have to deal with. The Messiah had to deal with it in Israel, man. And if you're not strong-minded, man, you're going to deny the faith over the bitterness that comes with this word, man. Okay? See, the Messiah was here to do the bidding of his Father. He wasn't here to come and make everybody feel all queasy on the inside. His mission wasn't about that. His mission was to gather his men, all right, and open up the spirit unto them, all right, and take that beating, get despised, be lied upon, spit upon, rejected. Verse 3, what does it say? He was despised and rejected of men. And these are Israelites that he was despised and rejected of. You got a lot of people who find out they're Israelites and they really believe that all of the camps are going to be lovey-dovey. It's not going to be no back and forth. And then when there is back and forth, see, this is why Israel can't do nothing. Y'all always argue. Well, what the hell you think was happening when the Messiah was on the scene? Paul was on the scene. Jeremiah was on the scene. Nothing but back and forth between who? Israelites. The love story that you think you're getting into when you find out you're an Israelite, it doesn't exist. Okay? It doesn't exist. You're going to run into some bumpy places, man. This is why women should not try to walk this walk that the men are walking, man. Or you weak ass men. Okay? All right. It says he was despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. Why was he acquainted with grief? Because of Israelites. Okay? He had ailments. Look up this word grief, man. Did we just look it up? Let's see what this word grief is. Chalaya. All right. Sickness. You see that? Like I was saying, man, being in a constant state of depression and worry and being angry and worrying and screaming and going back and forth and having to watch your back and wondering who's trying to shiest you and somebody's leaving a comment, people trying to get your IP address, people calling your job, people doing all sorts of that way. It takes a toll on you, man. What do you think the Messiah was going through? He was catching hell from his own people. I'm trying to figure out where is this love story? Because, see, people will go to the scriptures that say, we should be all on one accord. They don't understand. That's for the elect. That ain't going to be everybody. And the elect is just a small group of people here on this planet Earth, man. The rest are the heathen and 2/3 of our people, man. And they far outnumber us. Okay, so you're going to have friction. You're going to have bad times. You're going to have good times, too. Okay, but the bad on this side is going to outweigh the good, man. Okay, it says acquainted with grief. All right, meaning he had sickness, man. And he was hid, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Okay. This is speaking of the Messiah. Now I'm gonna go to Jeremiah real quick and get a little bit out of here, and then we can end this video. But I just wanted to do this video because I noticed that you look at the comment boards, you may be doing a video correcting some doctrine that some clown have put out. You know how it goes, and you always see the narrative that people really believe that all Israel is just gonna be in this unity and lovey-dovey, we love, everybody loves. Well, no, that's never how it's been, man. It won't be like that until the elect are established and everything is set up, man. The 2/3, that generation has to be cut off, the wicked and rebellious amongst our people. And then everything is going to be set up in righteousness under the 144,000, starting under Yahushua and King David, man. This is Jeremiah speaking of Israelites, man. Because, man, let me tell you something. These Israelites are the absolute worst people you will ever run into. But to balance it out, you're going to meet some of the most caring, all right, warm, beneficial people that you will ever meet, because the elect are set up for one another, to aid one another into getting into the chariot, man. But along that road, you're going to have niggas, man. Okay? Jeremiah 9:1. Oh, that my head were waters, and my eyes of a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. He's just looking at all of the hell that his people are catching. Because like I said, you come into this truth, you start to care about things you never really cared about. You start to notice things that you never noticed. You start to look at your people. You start to look at the ignorance of your people. And it wears you down, man. It can wear you down. It can literally drive you mad. Okay, all of these different videos. You're like, why did he make that? What's Jake doing? You know, but you see the hell Jake is catching, man. All right, in this condition, sometimes it leads you to tears, man. Every once in a while, you get that, you just go, you gotta let it out, man. It said, oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they be all adulterers in the assembly of treacherous men. Let's look up this word treacherous. Okay, this is the truth of becoming an Israelite and coming into the truth, being chosen to have understanding, man. Okay? Let's see. Hold up. Bagad. Okay? Act of treacherously, deceitful, deal treacherously. I mean, the stories that you hear. Okay? Some of the worst stories you hear, I mean, were people who knew that they were Israelites. Okay? You're not coming into this thing and then everything is just go, you know, the Michael Jackson, Wizard of Oz songs come on, you know, the people passing out lawful pizzas, you know. No. Okay? You're going to meet treacherously, deceitfully, to deal treacherously, to act or deal treacherously, faithlessly, deceitfully, offend. Faithless men, okay, who try to push their emotions out on the whole nation because they feel some type of way. Okay? People with deceit, they're acting as if they're with you, but they have ulterior motives. This is the stuff you got to watch out for when you're an Israelite. Okay? And that shit sucks, man, because, you know, you want to be in a position to where you can just be free. I found out I'm an Israelite. These are like-minded people. But you're going to find out that you're going to be offended. The flesh is going to kick in. Okay, you're going to be looking. You're going to be, you know, you know, now amongst the true brothers, that's the best rest you're going to have, man. As a man, that's the greatest gift that we can have on this side, you know, the brotherhood. But just as Judas was amongst the 12, you know, you're going to have sons of perdition amongst us, man. Dipping their hand, all right, all in the ranch, okay? Not the chicken wing, there's just their whole hand in the ranch, licking their fingers, you know, pissing all over your toilet, okay, leaving, just, man, I'm talking, man, being in Israel, I'm telling you, if you're not strong-minded, okay, and then just watch as the heat comes from the so-called white man, how a lot of these people flip, man. Okay, so Jeremiah wanted a timeshare. He wanted to go to the wilderness, as I often do. I want to get away from every damn thing, man, sometimes. So he wanted to go get a timeshare, because a wayfaring man is a traveling man, and people who travel, they get timeshares. Okay, that I might leave my people and go from them, for they be all adulterers, spiritual, physical adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men. Okay? And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. For they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Lord, man. Okay? And Jeremiah's main opposition was from Israelites, man. Jeremiah got hit in the mouth. Let's see. Just for prophesying. He got hit, threw in jail, just for telling the truth. Here it is. You tell the truth. You come out bold. You know, you say what the Bible is saying is going to happen to Israel, and somehow somebody that's an Israelite is going to find something wrong with your message. You bring out the different laws, that are harsh within these times. You know, they just lose it, man. Jeremiah 20:1. Now Pashur, the son of Immer, which he was a Levite, okay, the priest, was also chief governor in the house of the Lord, heard the things that Jeremiah prophesied, these things. And what was Jeremiah prophesying? That the Babylonians to come take the temple down and come raid the temple and beat you niggas' asses, man. Excuse my French. And that's what the Lord told him to prophesy. Here it is. We go out there and prophesy 2/3 of our people. You hate your people. You got other Israelites. They hate their own people. We telling you what the Lord is going to do to you, man. And you try to, like, sometimes it drives you mad that people, Israelites, still don't get this. But this is what you're going to have to deal with. After all that Paul wrote and went through, people believe that the churches are just everything's going to be peaches and cream. No arguments. Okay? Paul's doing nothing but debating and going back and forth with Israelites, man. It said, then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet and put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which was by the house of the Lord, man. So Jeremiah, all right, caught hell, man. And that's just one instance, man. All right. It said, and they bend their bows, Jeremiah 9:3. They bend their tongues like their bows for lies. They lie on you, man. People that are Israelites are the biggest liars, man. They'll completely make up something and put it out there for the world to hear about you, man. Just liars, make up stuff. Just, man, the worst liars are the people who are Israelites that know that they're Israelites. But they're not valiant for the truth. Look at these people's pages. The Lord is doing all of these miraculous things, and they don't have anything to say about it. So they bend their tongues like bows for lies, but they're not valiant for the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil, just like they ghetto asses was doing in the hood or wherever they come from. They bring that ghetto, weirdo mentality to Israel, but now they have Bibles. And you see a lot of women and men who are weak, they see these things and they're like, hell nah, this is the chosen people? Yes. Yes. Okay. This is how the house of the Lord is being ran. This is how and then when you look out into the world is all jacked up and messed up. Who do you think is responsible for that? Like this woman in this video, she was like, all of this evil that's going on, God didn't do it, man doing it. You see, they don't get it. Jake really don't know the Lord, man. That's why everybody just needs to shut the hell up and let us talk, man. But as soon as we start talking, one of these niggas are going to get hurt by something. They ain't going to agree. And the rest is history, man. That's why the Lord is going to have to turn away ungodliness from Jacob, man. It says, take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. For any brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders, man. There you go. I mean, this is what Jeremiah, the prophet, went through, man. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor, and they will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. This is Israelites, man. Okay, you read the story of the Messiah. Let's get Matthew 26 real quick. Let's see what Israelites were doing. Let's see. Let's see. This is Matthew 26 and 59 said, now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Yahushua to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. And at last came two false witnesses. You see that? Just taking turns lying and nothing sticking, but they continuously tried, man. And this is what's going to happen to the men of the Lord in here in a minute. Because a lot of Israelites see this thing coming down to the nitty gritty. They see the so-called white man formulating, these plans, and he's about to come at us. So a lot of these people are figuring out ways to, come up against the men of the Lord, man. And when things start happening, when the persecution comes, they're going to blame us. They're going to blame the people who have the pure, true message, who brought the word out for what it was, didn't pull no punches. You're going to now become the biggest problem. You're going to now be the reason that the so-called white man's killing us. And that's just what they said to Jeremiah. He came with that message of doom, and they blamed him. Okay? Oh, man. Verse 5, Jeremiah 9:5. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor. These are Israelites now. And will not speak. And what does the scripture say? That which is then is now. Ain't the same thing applies today? And will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and iniquity, to commit themselves in iniquity. All right? Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit they refuse to know me, saith the Lord, man. This is why the Lord is only dealing with the men he chose, man. Jeremiah 5:4. Therefore I have said, surely these are poor and they are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their God. They don't understand. See, if you don't have an understanding of what the Lord is all about, what the Most High is really his true intent, if you don't understand the Most High, all right, his true intent, all right, what he's doing, how he works within all, and how he's both good and evil, and you'll bug out over being in his truth, man. So our people are poor, foolish. They don't know the judgment of the Lord. Then they come, find out they're Israelite. They grab a head wrap, they get a garment, and they start yelling, "That's right," and things just don't work out for them. The bitterness of putting this world off gets to them. Order gets to them. And what do? They leave and they do those videos. Why I'm leaving the Hebrew Israelites. That's not of God. And, this and that. That's why the Lord said, I will get me unto the great men and will speak unto them, which are the servants, the prophets, for they have known the way of the Lord and the judgment of their God. But these all have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bond. Our people do not want to come into to subjection of what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is truly all about, man. Okay? But you read the rest of this chapter, and you're going to see it's just total hell, man. This is just one prophet. We can go to various other prophets, man. And the hell that they was catching was from other Israelites, man. That's just the way that the Lord set up the story, man. All right? But at the end of the day, I just wanted to bring that out, Nothing too deep, but through the Spirit, hopefully y'all edified. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, man, the stories that we have, because there's particular things that we're not going to say on camera, man. Particular experiences we had, man. If you heard these stories, man, brothers from all camps got them, man. You be like, damn. Basically, this is the hood, man. Israel is worse than the ghetto, because all of those niggas that are in the ghetto, sometimes they wake up, the Lord put the spirit on them to find out, but they never fully put off being a nigga, and they bring those ways, man. You got women who are just demonic, and then, they see the Israelites, and I'm going to change, and then oh, man, disaster after disaster. There's a lot of walking disasters in Israel, man. So don't let that take you away from, like the scriptures say, what shall separate us from the love of a Mashiach? None of these things. Okay? Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.